remember my grandfather singing in like the local choir at the synagogue, I feel. And, you know, you have like little spotty memories of things that you just remember as a child. And I mean, I do remember having my bar mitzvah at the kotel, but music at some point was influenced mostly from my brothers. And, you know, at 13, I was more into bands. So it was like AC/DC, Metallica, Pantera, Green Day, Rancid, Smashing Pumpkins, things of that nature. So it was really rock music. And then at some point drifted over into hip hop. So I guess there are some like Jewish concepts of like teshuvah, or you know, elevating from, you know, an aliyah from, you know, from the low to the high. So if I discuss it now, back then I don't, you know, I was just doing what I was doing. I don't really think much of it. But I guess if I look back at it, yeah, you know, I think the music stuff started appearing. It was really hard to record, but in my mind, I was thinking of raps every day and thinking of things, and that, you know, yeah. And a lot of my songs were very similar. It's like, a song has nothing to do with Jewish, but just throw in another line about something Jewish, and then, you know, the critics will be like, this is a Jewish song now, you know what I mean? It's like, because we're such a small community of people, right? There's 0.2% of the world. So if 1% of the song is Jewish, that's already more than us. So it's like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know what else to say, you know? Interesting how the world sees Jews, because when I auditioned for Wild 'N Out, I was like, all right, I'm gonna roll through with a hat. First day of auditions, I'm like, man, that was kind of weird. I'm like, you know what, I'm bald, and I made a thing called Bald Festival, and I'm like, there's no bald guys here. And it's television's like, okay, you're the shaggy haired guy, you're the hipster dude, and she's the one girl, and this is the Asian girl, and this is the foreign girl, and this is the Spanish girl, and this is the thin, attractive black woman, and this is the larger, attractive black woman. And everyone's a category, right? Everyone's this is the Asian guy, and this is the white guy with a hat, this is the bald guy. And then I'm like, you know what, I wear my yarmulke. I'm Kosha Dillz. Put the yarmulke on, and you're like, Kosha Dillz, Jewish guy. And where there's less Jews, I've been known to become more Jewish. Because there's just no representation at all, and I feel like, well, I'm comfortable enough with my Judaism to like alternate however I feel like it on that day. Today I'm wearing a bunch of, you know, chains and bring them home and Israel things, and I got kosher on my hat, or I have a blinged out yarmulke that, do I have it here? Oh yeah, here it is, this one. This is the one, look at this thing.
Oh, that is awesome, wow.
Crazy. Yeah, it's decorative, you know, and I'll be like, okay, you know, and I'm like, all right, I'm just wear this here, boom. I was doing raps before we withdrew from Gaza. You understand, 2005, I released my first record. You know what I mean? So like, I seen the hatred grow for Israel as much as the internet was growing. Like, it travels so fast now, but back then it didn't travel as fast. Or, you know, message board type. This wasn't Instagram. This stories, posts, everything, nonstop, you know. The most opportunity that I've gotten in music is from the black community. You know, from hip hop. Like, Nick Cannon changed my life. Like, that was definitely. And he judged me based on skill. Most of the time, to get on a tour, to get on other opportunities, it's been through own people's insecurity with their own Jewishness, and a lot being judged within my own community of like having my own style of stuff. And like I said, I didn't necessarily have a lot of people skills or, coming into the music industry, doing things the way I was getting on. I mean, I used to sell CDs outside and other people like I did anything to survive because I was coming from a place of like my own personal journey. Now, being so successful with videos that are reaching the world, now the anti-Semitism's rampant. So it ultimately, and here's the great story, all the Jewish people that were like iffy with me come around full circle and they're like, now I get it now. I volunteer with an organization called Spill the Honey, and it's based on Black Jewish relations. I do an event series called Soul Vey. It's Black and Jewish, soul food and oy vey. And that's like been, even my first album, Freestyle Verse Written, was a Black Jewish collaborative album. And that's like a big focus of my like personal work. Yeah. Domestically, if it's not like advocating for Israel's existence, I'm trying to be authentically myself every day, and that alternates as I grow as a human.
I was curious, like, where were you on October 7th?
I was playing a music festival. This thing called Thought Fest. It's the happiness of pursuit. It's a festival in Ontario, but my boy 60 East. So that day I went and recorded my song, Bring the Family Home. I booked a session. And I just remember just being glued to the phone. I did my show. I just did my job. I just went and I sold some CDs, and I just tried to be there. And I was sort of like, it was Shabbat. And I remember I don't post on social media on Shabbat, so I just waited. And then I posted something, and then I realized the amount of people looking at it was like twice as large as my appearance on Wild and Out, which was like the biggest thing in my career at the time. And I said, oh man, this is like really happening. Like, basically, I just knew right from there it was going to be the worst day in the history of our lives, just because the amount of people that looked at my thing of what I have to say. I was like, right to the studio, let's make this song, Bring the Family Home. We picked the beat, boom, and that became sort of the anthem, as much of an anthem for bringing back the hostages as possible,
How has your art changed since October 7th?
Now this, Bring the Family Home became a thing. And then it became part of like this Man on the Street series. It's like my own little internet TV show that a lot of people, I did this Man on the Street stuff. Where I'm like, hey, what do you think? What do you think of Israel? What about, and that format of communication, it's been changed my life.
You're bringing unique and needed content to this important time, and you're really, without you, there'd be a void in this conversation. I just want to say thanks, seriously.
You think you don't have the ability to do something, trust me, every 100 views or 50 views, all that stuff, just make something, and it is really helpful. And many soldiers reach out to me, many people on the front lines, say how much it means to them, and and the Nova survivors, and to me, and hostage families, and to me, I mean, that's what it's about, so don't be afraid and intimidated to do it,